If someone always sees Kṛṣṇa inside and out, then it is understood that he has surpassed all austerities and penances for self-realization. And if, after executing all kinds of penances and austerities, one cannot always see Kṛṣṇa inside and out, then he has executed his performances uselessly. You understand? Yeah. Yeah. So we may see someone who has spontaneous love for Kṛṣṇa, but who has not executed, at least in this lifetime, all of the rigorous penances and other processes, sacrifices, and study of the Vedas, and so many other things. Well, this person is a very fortunate soul who, in previous lifetimes, must have finished all of this preliminary business. And so now Kṛṣṇa is giving them mercy, that, oh, you just love me. You don't have to think about anything else. And on the other hand, we may see someone, and you see people like this in India. Actually, some of these big brahmanas and people like this, where they go through all kinds of stuff, all study of the Vedas. They can quote shlokas, and they can, discuss philosophy day and night, and they know all this stuff, and they've done so many sacrifices, and they know so many mantras and so many mystic yoga practices, and they meditate and, do pranayama, and all this stuff. And they don't love Kṛṣṇa. So the point Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is making is, well, exactly why did you go through all that trouble? So you can impress your friends, You see those ads in comic books, Impress your friends, Learn memory tricks, or lift barbells with one finger, whatever, different tricks. Rip telephone books in half. Impress your friends. So that's all that really is. It's just they're trying to impress other people, hoping to get some little begging for material enjoyment of some kind. It's kind of pathetic, actually, because they're wasting so much time. Wasting time. Bhagavad-gītā says those who are on the path of impersonal speculation, their advancement is very troublesome. Kṛṣṇa is being kind. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is more straight. This is a useless waste of time. Just forget it. You're wasting your time. Why are you doing all this stuff? See, so the question has to be there. When we perform any spiritual activity, what are we performing this activity for? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish with it? Because you can see people sitting, I have this experience, see people chanting, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, they're chanting away, and then they go out and they're working so hard, doing this, doing that, selling books, collecting money, doing all this stuff, and then you go back a few years later, oh, where's so-and-so? Oh, he left and he went, now he's working as a used car salesman. Well, what's his name, Das? Oh, well, he's working as a cab driver. He left, a couple of years ago. Oh. Well, what happened to Śrī, what's his name, Acharya, the guru? Oh, well, he fell down with one of his young students, and we saw him at the mall last week. And, yeah, he's a retired sannyasi. Well, what happened to all these devotees? And the answer is, they were doing all this penance and austerity and something else for some material benefit. They weren't doing it to attain pure love of Godhead. They had some adulteration in their desires. Their desire was for some personal material benefit rather than to give pleasure to Kṛṣṇa, to love Kṛṣṇa. See? This is so important. I can't tell you how important it is. Just like we were discussing last night, the difference between someone who's pretending to, offensively, pretending to have ecstatic symptoms of love of Godhead, and someone who is simply trying to advance and who's sincerely following. The difference may only be in their intention. Their external activities may be exactly the same. They may even be, both of them, both are imitating. But one is sincere and really wants love of Godhead, and the other one's insincere and is just imitating for cheap name and fame and some material benefits. The difference is in the consciousness. The difference is in the intention. And it's often very difficult to tell by looking on the outside what the intention is on the inside. And we see so many people, who worked very, very hard, to become big, big leaders in some religious organization. Then all of a sudden, something happens and they fall down, and then we find out that actually they have been fallen for a long time, and there were so many bad habits, and and what was going on. So this is because they were pretending, and they had some other desire besides pleasing Kṛṣṇa. They wanted to attain some position of power. They wanted some material enjoyment. They wanted to be a big leader, have people look up to them. This is called pratishta. Pratishta, this is one of the anarthas. One of these days we're going to do a series on the anarthas. There's so many anarthas. Oh boy. These are all the undesirable things, habits, and desires that people have that can ruin their devotional service. So one of these anarthas is pratishta, and it means the desire for honor and prestige. And there's no more dangerous pratishta than wanting religious fame. Wanting to be famous for being a religious figure. This is very, very dangerous. I want to go in the jungle somewhere and sit under a tree and chant Hare Krishna, until the cows come home. That's really all I want to do. I really don't want to be doing this. This is a lot of work. It puts me personally at risk. It's a lot of trouble. I have to deal with people who can be really jerks sometimes. You should see some of the comments we get on YouTube, some of the questions that people send. They expect me to be available 24 hours a day and, answer all their little questions. And if I refer them to one of our books or something, it's like, well, I don't have time to read that. Why don't you just answer this list of 27 questions? Yeah. And, it's really bothersome at times dealing with people's nonsense. And, sometimes people approach us and they're insincere, and we have to deal with them and get rid of them, and it's not a whole lot of fun. So actually, I don't really want to be doing this. I'm only doing this to please Srila Prabhupada because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is doing it. There were all these other devotees who consider themselves far more qualified and powerful and pure and whatever than me, and they probably are, for all I know, but they're not doing this. They're not following Srila Prabhupada's orders. Srila Prabhupada wanted a Varnashram college in every temple. Where are they? Srila Prabhupada wanted all the temples to incorporate the articles of the direction of management in their bylaws, and they didn't. Why not? Why don't they? Why don't they follow Srila Prabhupada's orders? Why are they changing Srila Prabhupada's books? It's stupid what they're doing. I can't just stand there and watch them do that. I have to do something about it. I'm pissed off. That's really where I'm coming from. I'm pissed off at my godbrothers. My godbrothers are acting stupid. They've ruined the reputation of our movement. Intelligent people all over the world think our movement is junk. They don't understand how wonderful, how exalted it is. But these guys don't even know. I can preach on, you give me any verse in Bhagavad-gītā, and I can preach on that verse every day for the next, year. What to speak of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Because I understand them. And that, if I can understand, there ought to be so many other people who also can understand. Well, where are they? Why aren't they preaching? Why aren't they following, out in public, following Srila Prabhupada's program? Where are they? I don't know. If you can find them, please let us know. We want to hook up with them. Maybe they can take over my job. And I can go sit under my tree. One of these days I'm going to go sit under that tree. So you better listen up. Okay, you had a question?
Yeah, where is this anarthas list?
Oh, it's in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu.